at the start of the show on Monday's Raw, it was announced that Mr. McMahon, Triple H, Shane McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon are all going to be taking control of Raw and SmackDown going forward. So yes, the McMahons are back in charge to day-to-day operations. Now, this has never really not been the case. Let's face it here, this is nothing new. Stephanie McMahon, dating back to the dawn of the second brand split 2.5 years ago, was named the Raw Commissioner. Shane McMahon, at that point, was deemed, at the beginning of the second brand split, the SmackDown Commissioner. So again, they've always been in charge of their respective shows. But they've always kind of been in the background. Stephanie, we have not seen in a regular role on Raw in a long time, probably since right before WrestleMania. Shane was off TV for a while coming out of WrestleMania before being brought back around October, and he's been on the show nonstop ever since. And I like Shane, but overexposure is overexposure. It does not exactly help him, and it's not the greatest role for him to be in. And the whole teasing of a heel turn, it's some weird stuff. So not only those two, but obviously Vince has always been in charge. We rarely see him on WWE TV nowadays, but he is back in a regular role in the show. If his appearance on SmackDown was any indication, Shane was also on SmackDown this week. Triple H is back, Stephanie's back. So I'm not a big fan of this. I am a fan of getting rid of authority figures, like the general manager positions. I love Paige. I feel like she's the biggest victim of all of this, because I thought she was a great, fantastic fit for that GM role on SmackDown. She can't wrestle anymore. She obviously took to the role. She enjoyed doing it. She was surprised as anyone on Twitter this past week when it was revealed on Monday's Raw that GMs would be no more and that the McMahons were taking over both Raw and SmackDown. She seemed a little bit shocked by that, so it would not surprise me in the slightest that if they didn't tell Paige about the news ahead of time, and that she found out when the rest of us did when watching Raw on Monday night. That would not surprise me at all. So I don't know what happens to Paige moving forward. It was addressed at the beginning of SmackDown that they're going to find more responsibilities for her, a different role in the show. No one really knows yet. I could see her maybe becoming a commentator. I feel like that's not her strong suit. We've seen her do commentary before. I feel like that's not exactly something that she would thrive at. I thought the GM stuff was perfect for her. Now, if they want to appoint someone to be the head of both the Raw and SmackDown women's divisions, I think that would be a good idea. Because, Alexa Bliss was doing that for a while on Raw. I guess that's now null and void, that Baron Corbin is out of control. That was not addressed on Monday's Raw, but I assume that's no longer the case. Because Alexa Bliss did not appear on Monday's Raw, but based off what the McMahons were saying, Alexa Bliss's position as the head of the Raw women's division is no more. But with Paige, I don't know where she goes from here. It really is a shame they had to knock the authority figure positions out just for her sake, just because I feel like she would have been a much better, authority figure, and she has been a much better GM than either Shane or even Daniel Bryan was for a while. So it's a shame that she has to kind of suffer because of their changes on both the Raw and SmackDown rosters.